Hi friends, Sarah here with The Holy Mess. I want you to think about, as we do this video devotion, a problem that you have been dealing with, maybe something that's been ongoing. Maybe it's a chronic health issue and you have ongoing pain or difficulty. Maybe a situation with a family member, maybe an addiction, maybe financial struggles, whatever it is that you're going through today, a really difficult situation that you are dealing with on an ongoing basis. Do you feel alone? I know that for me, with some of the difficulties I've had in my life, I felt so alone. And I think these days with social media, it just makes it even more so. Like, we look at other people's lives and we think they aren't dealing with this problem, they don't have this going on. But of course, we all only share on social media what we want to share. But it's so easy to feel alone in those problems that we have. And I really believe that some of this is because the enemy, Satan, uses that. He uses that feeling of aloneness to try to pull us away from God. I had the opportunity for the last couple days to visit Colorado, where we used to live. We lived there for 16 years, and my daughter Rebecca and I went back to visit, and it was so wonderful. Oh my goodness, it was so awesome. We visited with all kinds of friends. We got to see our former church and worship there. We went on a whitewater rafting trip down the Royal Gorge. That was an absolute blast. It was so cool. But it was just so good to reconnect with old friends, and just so wonderful, and just filled my heart. And part of the reason for that is we've lived in New York now, here in the Buffalo area, for 4 years. And, you know, to be totally honest with you, it's been lonely. It's been hard. People are great here. We have a life here. We're comfortable here. But I really haven't made close friends the way I had in Colorado and other places I've lived, really. This is the first time in my life that I've been in a place where I really don't have close friends. So I would appreciate your prayers for that. It's something that I've been praying about for the last couple of years, actually asking God to bring me a close friend here in this area. And it's a very isolating feeling, and I think for a long time I was almost embarrassed. I felt like there was something wrong with me, that I don't have friends here, close friends here, and like almost ashamed of it, even though I know there's nothing to be ashamed of. I know that I'm a person who can make friends. I've always had lots of friends, friendly, outgoing, and I'm so thankful for all of you who join me online. That means so much to me, who read my emails, who participate in these videos, who are part of our Faithful Finish Lines program. You all just mean the world to me, because that's just been such a blessing for me during this time. But I share that with you to point out that sometimes our problems can make us feel so isolated and alone. And I really believe that that is Satan, who is using that situation that might not be anything that we have done wrong, or even sometimes can do anything about. But he will pull us away from God in any ways he can. And he fights dirty, you guys. He fights dirty. So if he knows that he can make you feel isolated and alone, and because of that, you will pull away from God, he will use that. So I want to encourage you today, whatever problems you're dealing with, whatever situation, whatever circumstance, you are not alone. Do not allow yourself to feel like you are the only one, or that God is not with you. You are not alone. You are not the only one, and God is absolutely with you. I pulled out 3 Bible verses that I want to share today to give you this word of encouragement and hope and peace that you are not alone. God is with you. So the first one is Joshua 1:9, and it says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." And then from Deuteronomy 31:6, it says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." And then finally, Matthew 28, sometimes called the Great Commission, in verses 19 and 20, it says, "Therefore go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age." When you are feeling alone, many times that is Satan trying to make you feel isolated and alone so that he can tempt you to, I think for me, when I'm feeling really alone, that's not a sinful situation or a sinful behavior, but it's so easy to fall into sinful behaviors around that situation. I might start to feel really sorry for myself. I might play the victim. For me, that can oftentimes lead to emotional eating because I struggle with food issues. So, whatever that situation is for you, that is, if you're feeling lonely and alone, that is not the voice of God. That is the voice of the enemy or your own voice. But listen to what God is telling you when you are feeling alone in your problems. God says, do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. The Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. God says, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified. He will never leave you nor forsake you. God says, I am with you always to the very end of the age. So the voice of God is telling you that he is with you. He will encourage you. He will give you the energy and power that you need. He will never forsake you. You are not alone. Now, before I wrap up today, I just want to give you a quick word. If you find this devotion encouraging, I have a whole book of devotions coming out. It's called Fearless, 30 Devotions for Courageous Faith. And I want to take you behind the scenes for just a second and tell you just a little bit about how that book came to fruition, because many of you who are watching were part of that and made that happen. And so I want to say thank you so much for that. And the book, I'll put the link on Amazon. You can actually get the print book now, and then you can order the ebook, and it'll be out in just a couple weeks, so end of September. And when the coronavirus started, I started a series of devotions called Faith Over Fear. And I made a commitment to do 30 devotion videos in 30 days, which was a really big deal for me because I'd never done anything like that, video every single day. And so many of you showed up, you commented, you posted, you were so encouraging to one another. It was awesome. So about halfway through that series, I thought, well, if I'm doing this already, I might as well write these down. So after I did the devotions, I started videos, I started writing down the devotions. And at the end of the month, I had a whole book worth. So I decided to publish it on Amazon. Well, I knew I wanted to publish it. I didn't even know where I wanted to publish it yet. I thought I might publish it as an ebook on my website, or I wasn't sure. And I would talk to some friends who run websites too, and they're like, oh, you can publish on Amazon. It's really easy. Well, in some ways that is true. It is really easy in the sense that you pretty much just have to upload a manuscript, get the formatting right. It's easy to publish a book on Amazon. It's not necessarily easy to publish a good book on Amazon, and I wanted this to be a good book that you would love, that you could use, that would encourage you, that you could share with your friends and say, this is a great book that will point people to God and point people to Jesus and encourage them in their fear and difficult times. So that began the whole process. I hired an editor because even though I'm a former English teacher, you can't edit your own work. And then she sent back the changes. Then I had to make all those changes. Then I had to have someone proofread it again, because you can make mistakes while you're making changes. Then I had to figure out a cover and the words to say. And then how do you go about marketing this? Because just because you have something on Amazon doesn't mean people can find it. So it's been a real learning process for me over the last couple months because, I've never done this before. I've never published a book before. But I have learned all along the way, and all of you have helped so much all along the way. Every single question that has come up where a decision needs to be made, I've brought it back to you. You helped vote for the title. You helped vote for the subtitle. You helped vote for the colors that were going to be on the cover. You helped vote for which cover. You helped vote for the author picture I was going to use. So many different things that you all helped with. And so even though, yes, this book has my name on it, it's really your book because you have created it. You have helped bring it to fruition. So thank you so much. I really see this as a process that God has been guiding, and you have all been participating in it with me. So thank you so, so much. So I'll put a link to the book so you can check it out on Amazon, and then we're going to have a big, fun launch at the end of September. There's a couple days where the ebook is going to be free just for a couple days because I would love, love, love for you to share it with your friends so as many people can get it as possible. And we're just going to have some other fun stuff along with that. So again, I wanted to take you behind the scenes because this is really your book, and say thank you so much to all of you who have helped make this book come to life and make it be this thing that I pray, I hope and pray helps many women as they are struggling with fears and as so many of us are in the world with so much uncertainty going on right now and so much difficulty in our own lives. And please remember that no matter what, you are not alone. God's voice is telling you you are not alone. Whatever struggles you are dealing with right now, God is with you and you are not alone. All right, take care, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Love you.